All right, you guys. So I want to welcome you back to the finale of the Ahsoka series, which has really been a really good series so far. I've enjoyed it a lot. I think the fans, for the most part, have enjoyed this series a lot more than any of the previous Star Wars series, at least the recent ones, Obi-Wan, Boba Fett, Mandalorian Season 3, didn't really go over fully well across the fan base. I enjoyed Mandalorian Season 3, little disappointed in Obi-Wan, and Boba Fett was okay, but I definitely understand some of the gripes with Boba Fett as well. So with this particular series, I've enjoyed it throughout. I know fans thought the first 3 episodes were slow. I enjoyed them. Of course, the episodes with Anakin and the Clone Wars and all that, every single fan that I've heard from enjoyed those episodes. And then this episodes following that seemed to go over fairly well, but with each episode, it's kind of decreased a little bit. Obviously, from the excitement of seeing Anakin again in live action was truly exciting for the entire fan base. So it's been an excellent ride so far. The last episode was a pretty good setup episode for this particular episode. We got some fairly decent action in that last episode, and then we also had Baylan kind of separating himself from Shin, telling her to go off and take her place amongst the new empire, while he goes and search for whatever it is that's calling to him. We're not quite sure exactly what it is that's calling to him. There's a lot of theories out there. Abeloth, you have the Zeppo, who is mentioned on the temple where the Night Sisters are, on this mysterious planet in this new galaxy. So this could be the entity that is calling out to him. We don't know. I'm not sure if we're going to find out. If I had to predict, I'm thinking that we won't find that out until the end of this particular episode or in an end credit scene. And I am expecting an end credit scene. But Star Wars doesn't always do an end credit scene. That's something that they've just recently started, and it doesn't happen with every single series. So again, I did enjoy last week's episode. I thought it was a fairly good setup. We have our heroes who have basically fought off the threat of Thrawn and Shin, plus Baylan, sort of. Ahsoka had to deal with Baylan. And then these marauders that are on the planet who also have a Zeppo-like style helmet, which could be very key. Some foreshadowing of what's to come. So again, I'm looking forward to a really good reveal in this series. I think we deserve a really good reveal, something to look forward to with Filoni's movie coming up. We got to see how these series are all going to connect and lead up to this Filoni movie that we're supposed to get in the next couple of years, guys. And I'm hoping that they give us something really nice to chew on at the end of this episode that will keep us fed until we get that next big series or the next big movie, the Filoni movie that's supposed to tie into all of this, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out this finale of the Ahsoka series. It's been a wonderful ride, and I want to thank you guys for joining me. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. We have Thrawn's destroyer. They're still loading.
Grand Admiral, the cargo transfer is complete.
Oh, it's complete.
You have Zion out of high orbit so that we may begin the interlocking procedure.
So the Eye of Zion is being brought down.
On the Jedi shuttle.
There is little the Jedi can do to stop us now.
I've watched many an Imperial officer make the same assumptions about the rebellion. Even I fell victim to the heroics of a single Jedi. Never again.
Never again. The green magic in the eyes like we saw in Rebels. Now she has markings like they do. What are they doing? Oh, they gave her a blade.
Both Thompson.
Ooh, with a green flame on it. Nice. I don't believe Thrawn is going to make it back to the galaxy. A lot of predictions are that he is going to make it back to the galaxy. I don't see it because he's not a part of the sequel trilogy.
The blade emitter is too narrow.
But we are several years away from the sequel trilogy, so Thrawn's fate could have been
Great.
decided long before the First Order actually comes to power in the sequel trilogy. So it is possible that he could make it back and we just didn't get any mention of him in the sequel trilogy at all, which is strange, but it's not uncommon for Star Wars.
Who taught you how to build a lightsaber anyway?
Kanan Jarrus.
Is that so?
Yeah. He was my master.
He's building a lightsaber.
Taught me everything. That's it.
I
Yeah.
had two of those. Kanan took the one, the other I held on to in case he ever needed it. It is proper that you should have it.
That's cool.
Thank you, Huye.
He kept a separate set in case Kanan needed it. And now his Padawan needs it. Green. Oh, it's blue.
Well done.
He's got a blue one.
Looks like you were a good student.
And I don't think we're going to get that
What happened
conversation.
between those two? What did I miss?
Ahsoka became afraid that Sabine was training as a Jedi for the wrong reasons after what happened on Mandalore.
Which was?
At the end of the war, the Empire purged the entire surface of the planet, killing hundreds of thousands. We're all lost, sadly. At the time, Ahsoka felt that if Sabine unlocked her potential, she would become dangerous.
Interesting. That's interesting. We didn't know that about Sabine.
You must be pleased.
Just finished.
Here they come. Here they come. Come on. Wake up, everybody. Uh-oh. Ah.
Just get out of there. Go, go.
You'll only get a short burst out of the engines that way.
More than I need.
Damn. I was wondering if she was going to crash into him, but... Oh, wow. They just lost the ship.
Show me the reported location of the attack. Assuming the Jedi ship is downed, the options to prevent that departure are now severely limited, if not impossible. Which is why we should prepare for a ground assault. Immediately.
The blessing of the Great Mothers shall protect you in battle against the Jedi. Go now. Let none pass.
And they almost got it hooked up.
Looks like we're just in time. All right, Ezra. Any ideas of what we're up against?
Look, Thrawn found this place. Woke up the witches, rebuilt his starship. It wasn't safe to come here alone.
There'll be no negotiating with the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker.
There'll be no negotiating with the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker. gonna have to go through the temple. Sabine, help out. Whoa, they barely made it. This is...
Fall back. Draw them out.
Come on, Sabine. Ezra, baby, with the lightsaber. Nice. Ooh, nice. Love it. Oh, they're going to resurrect them. They're going to resurrect the soldiers. They're resurrecting the soldiers. Nice, Steve. Nice, Steve. Dead soldiers. We got them. We got them. Reanimated soldiers. Zombies.
This never happened before.
No, this is new.
Lucky us.
They can take shots. Zombies. Zombie troopers. Look, that's tight. They keep coming back. Uh-oh, watch out, Ezra. Watch out, babe. Nice. Woo! They're leaving. You know what? Now I'm starting to think Thrawn is going to get away. Because, I mean, he let her walk right up into the temple. Oh, look at these troopers. Those look like Death Troopers, but with red. I didn't even notice them at first. Damn. That was bad. Now, what power does she have? She has the power of shadows.
Go on, I'll handle this.
We stay together, remember?
You must stop Thrawn. Now go.
Nice. It looks good. I like this choreography. Who are these guys? Yeah, they're like Death Troopers, but they got a different type of uniform. Is that Beskar? He's got Beskar. He must have Beskar armor. And they're dead. Damn. Dang. God darn it. Are we gonna see one of these dudes? Damn. Use the Force, bro. Ooh. Is she gonna grab her saber? Is she gonna get it? I don't think she did that. Oh, maybe she did do it. Okay, she did do it. I thought Ezra gave it to her. Cut his head off. How is it that Elsbeth is stronger than Ahsoka? Damn, so she can use the Force. Nice. Go, go, go. Ooh, wow. Destroyed one of her blades. Nice. Elsbeth is coming with some stuff nowadays, huh?
Your friends are dead. And you will die here. Alone.
Not alone.
Oh, she didn't go. Why don't they reanimate those soldiers? What happened to her power of shadows? I thought she was going to have some kind of special power. Woo! Night Mothers felt that. They felt that.
Morgan is dead.
Oh, he's gonna take his uniform. That's typical Ezra.
Wanna get out of here? I'm right behind you.
Is the ship ready? Wow. The ship is there. The ship is there. I knew it. Oh, they're about to get blasted on too. Wow.
Copy that.
So now is everyone making it home? Damn. He can take off right now.
Ahsoka, allow me to commend you on your efforts today. You've been quite a worthy opponent.
Can you not get me any more power?
I regret we haven't met face to face, and perhaps now we never shall. Still, I know you because I knew your master. I concluded your strategies would be similar. One wonders just how similar you might become. Perhaps this is where a road such as you belongs.
He called her
Today,
Ronin.
victory is mine.
He's gonna take off.
Long live the Empire.
Wow. He left the galaxy. Oh, Morai. Morai. Baylan Skull. So we're gonna find out what this power is. Oh, they made it back. They're headed to Dathomir. Who is this? Is it Ezra? It's Ezra. He stole a ship and got off? It's Ezra. Why would he wear the helmet off of the ship? I don't know. Chopper knows who it is. Ezra Bridger. You made it home.
Ezra?
Hi, Hera. No?
What is it? I felt like... Nothing.
What?
Just shadows in the starlight.
Come on, man. Oh. Anakin Skywalker. It was really cool to see Baylan in front of the large statues of the Mortis gods, and the daughter's head is missing. I'm assuming one of the figures is missing its head, but you can clearly see the son. You can see the father, and then he seems to be walking on the shoulder of another statue of the father, which is really cool. So we kind of get an idea of what's calling out to Baylan, but we don't know exactly what it is that's calling out to Baylan because we didn't see it. But this could really fuel that speculation about Abila and whether this is the entity that is calling out to him if you don't know. So this could be the entity that is calling out to Baylan. I'm sure that theory will probably gain a lot more traction now that we've seen him with the Mortis gods there. But that particular scene didn't blow my socks off. It was very cool to see it. But I would have liked a little bit more out of that. I'm shocked that Thrawn made it back. Now my thought is that now that Thrawn has officially made it back and they're on their way to Dathomir, and it looks like the Night Mothers are going to reanimate their sisters or whatever those entities are, or whatever it is that's inside of those coffins. Never found out what was inside of those coffins. Ezra was able to not only stow away on Thrawn's ship, but he was able to steal the Jedi fighter that was left on his ship. I don't know where he got the Jedi fighter from, or the Jedi shuttle from. But he was able to find one, and he made it back to Home One and to Hera, and he met up with Hera and Chopper, and it was a really nice reunion. I did enjoy that part of the episode a lot. But now there's a lot of questions. Now that Ezra's back, what is he going to do? How does he help Hera and Princess Leia against the remnants of the Empire? Why do we not see Ezra in the sequel trilogy now that he's back? Something has to happen to him between now and the sequel trilogy. So there's a lot more questions that are open now that we're at the end of this finale here. What is Thrawn going to do with the Night Sisters? And now that he's back, how is he going to galvanize the remnants of the Empire? Evidently, this movie Dave Filoni is putting together, I think, will involve the Mandalorian. Somehow Sabine and Ahsoka will make it back to the galaxy. You have Ezra, who is now there, Hera, and it looks like they're going to be fighting off this remnant of the Empire. But we all know that the First Order, in some form or fashion, they're going to have to make up some portion of whatever is left after Thrawn is able to galvanize the rest of the remnants of the Empire. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. Are we going to get an Ahsoka season 2? There was no announcement there. We didn't get an end credit scene, unfortunately. That was a little disappointing. I thought the choreography in the fight scenes was very slow and methodic in a lot of areas. The blocking of the blasters just seemed really slow and methodic. The Death Troopers, or the Walking Dead Troopers, I'm going to call them for the moment, were very cool. That was very cool to see, and it was cool to see them take shots and to get struck down and get back up, and that was really cool. It adds a new dynamic to those troopers. But they didn't really get to do anything because they were, closing down the blast shields on those guys. And she only reanimated a few of them. The other ones that were left to fend off Ezra and Sabine and Ahsoka didn't benefit from that same dark magic. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about is the Death Troopers, literally Death Troopers, who had the red underneath their armor. They seemed to have some kind of Beskar armor that repelled the lightsaber. Ezra wasn't able to penetrate their armor, even though Sabine was able to kind of shoot some of the mask off on one of those guys, and you can kind of see the skeleton underneath. Those guys had been dead for a long time, it looks like. I thought those two guys were cool, and hopefully we'll be able to get a couple of those guys in figure form, a couple of the zombie troopers, as I'm calling them, in figure form would be very, very cool. Hopefully they'll produce a few of those figures for us in the 6-inch Black Series line. But overall, I thought finale was good, but a finale should be great, and this finale was not great. It left a lot of questions open, which makes me think we're going to get a season 2 of Ahsoka, or perhaps they're going to finish this story in one of the other seasons of The Mandalorian. which will be interesting to see how that all works out. I'm sure the fans are not going to enjoy this finale as much as I would have liked them to, and as much I'm sure as they would have liked. It would really help if we knew that we were getting a season 2 of Ahsoka, or if we knew that this story was going to be continued in season 4 of The Mandalorian. I think it would help the fan base a little bit to kind of understand what just transpired with this finale with Ahsoka, because as far as we know, we have, again, the Acolyte coming up and the Skeleton Crew coming up. I don't know if those 2 series are going to tie into this. We haven't received a release date for season 4 of The Mandalorian, so we could be a little ways off from getting a continuation of this particular story, even though the writer's strike has just ended. So I'm sure those scripts will now start to be written, and once we get the actors back to work, production can begin on The Mandalorian season 4. But as it stands right now, we're going to be waiting on a conclusion to everything that we just saw in this finale for a little while. So again, it's going to be interesting to see what the fans think about this finale and about this story going forward. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of theories with Baylan and what he's searching for, and the fact that he basically located the Mortis gods or statues of the Mortis gods. Obviously, they were an entity that were a part of this new galaxy, and now Ahsoka is there as well, which is really interesting. We saw Morai as well, the little owl that has followed Ahsoka around ever since she visited the planet of Mortis and visited with the Mortis gods. The daughter basically gave up her life for Ahsoka and gave her her life force, and basically brought Ahsoka back to life the first time that Ahsoka was saved. So this entity or this spirit has kind of lived within Ahsoka ever since, and the owl-like creature Morai has followed her and throughout her journey ever since she left Mortis. And again, here we see Morai in this particular episode, which is really cool to see. And it'll be interesting to see what we get whenever we get it, given the fact that Ahsoka is here on this planet. We have the large statues of the Mortis gods there, and whatever it is that Baylan is looking for. So there definitely will be a connection with Ahsoka, again, having the life force of the daughter within her. So that is a very cool and interesting aspect of this episode. That was one cool thing that we got out of this particular episode, I guess. And as Ahsoka had mentioned, she's where she's supposed to be, or they are where they're supposed to be. Definitely Ahsoka. It makes sense that Ahsoka is where she would need to be, given the fact that we know that the Mortis gods at some point had something to do with this planet and this galaxy. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more information on that in the season 2 of Ahsoka, or in future episodes of the Mandalorian. So, and then of course, the big thing here, the biggest thing out of this particular episode is Thrawn has made it back to the galaxy, and I'm sure he's going to be able to galvanize the remnants of the Empire, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Dathomir sisters, or the mothers there, and what they will do with the cargo that Thrawn has stored upon his Star Destroyer, and what his plan is ultimately to take out the New Republic. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and score this finale, and I'm going to give this finale a very disappointing 7.5 out of 10. I don't know if that's a little too harsh, but I feel it's about right. And that's probably the lowest score I've given any of the episodes in this series. I just don't think we got a lot in this particular episode. I thought we would at least get a little bit more than just the statues of the Mortis gods as the entities that Baylan was looking for. I thought we would get an actual physical presence, but we didn't get that. Also, one of the other things I forgot is Shin taking her place with the Marauders on the planet. Basically, I think she's going to rule over them and take her place with them with whatever role that she's going to play. So that was also interesting. The fact that she went there and not followed her master. I thought she would join back up with her master, but obviously there's nothing more that Baylan has to teach her. So it'll be interesting if those two connect back up and what their relationship will be from that point. Again, once we ever get a continuation of this story. So again, I scored this episode a 7.5 out of 10. I just didn't feel as though the action was as good as it's been in certain points of this series. I thought the choreography was a little slow and methodic in certain areas. I thought the fight between Ahsoka and Elsbeth was really, really good. I liked the choreography there. They did a really good job there. I also liked the zombie troopers, them being reanimated and coming back to life and taking blaster fire and saber strikes and getting back up. I thought all of that was really, really cool. I've heard a lot of people say that Thrawn needed a win in this particular episode. He most definitely got his win, but he made it by the skin of his teeth. Had Ahsoka been able to catch up with that ship and get on board that ship, I think they would have been able to stop Thrawn from getting back. And I don't understand why Ezra wasn't able to do something to throw the ship off course while it was traveling through hyperspace. It seemed that Thrawn got back to the galaxy fairly quickly, but I think they kind of time jumped that a little bit just to give us the reveal that he showed up at Dathomir. But obviously, judging from the time it took Ahsoka with the Purrgil and the time that it took the space ring to get there, I'm sure there was plenty of time for Ezra to do something to prevent that ship or to pull that ship out of hyperspace and prevent Thrawn from making it back to the galaxy. But obviously he didn't do that, which is interesting. So again, I did think the episode was good. I didn't think it was great. And for a finale, I think it needed to be great. Now, if we're going to get more in a season 2 of Ahsoka, or if we're going to get more in the next season of The Mandalorian, that would definitely help to know that we're going to get answers to a lot of the questions that this finale has opened up for us fairly soon. If we are able to get those answers fairly soon, I think that would help a lot. But at this point, we don't know where those answers are going to come from, if it's going to be a season 2 or if we're going to get it in The Mandalorian. So it just feels a little anticlimactic, given the fact that we didn't really get a lot. I was hoping for something really big out of this episode. And the Mortis gods are definitely a big deal. If you don't know who they are, you're definitely going to get to know them if you're going to follow whatever comes after this series. Now that we've seen statues of them in live action, or they've been presented to us here in live action. So it'll be interesting to see where they go from this point. And then, of course, you also have to deal with the fact that Ray Stevenson is no longer with us. He is the actor who is playing Baylan, who, and let me say this as well. Ray Stevenson knocked it out of the park with every single scene that he was in. And I wish, my only wish is that we got more of him. And unfortunately, we did not get enough of his character. And I thought he played it well. And it's unfortunate that he is no longer with us. And he did not I was really hoping that he would get to see the fans really appreciate what he was able to do with the Balin character in this series. I think he was most definitely one of the bright spots as far as characters go in this story. I maybe probably the best character in this story. And of course, Ray Stevenson did a phenomenal job with his role. So RIP to Ray Stevenson. And we'll see whether they're going to recast the character or not explain what happens to the character at all. We'll have to see what Lucasfilm has in store for us. So those are my thoughts and my review on the finale. Unfortunately, guys, it was a little disappointing in my view. So guys, I wanted to get you my review of the series overall. Overall, I really did enjoy this series. I thought it was a really good series and a lot better than what we received with the recent release of Star Wars series with the Book of Boba Fett and the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and Mandalorian Season 3. I did enjoy Mandalorian Season 3. Even though I was a little disappointed with the finale for the Ahsoka series, I thought the series overall was really, really good, and I would score it a 9.0 out of 10. I thought it gave us a lot of action, a lot of backstory. Of course, the Clone Wars flashbacks were absolutely awesome, but also because they were basically the highlight of this series, that's a little disappointing because the story took a back seat to some of the fan service that we received with the cameos from Anakin and C-3PO. I just don't think we got enough of the actual story, which left it up to the finale to kind of answer all of the questions. And I thought the finale fell short of that. So again, overall, I thought it was a really good series. I just thought it fell short in a couple of areas. And unfortunately, the highlights of this particular series turns out to be the cameos that we got and didn't give us enough of the story, guys. And those are my thoughts on the series. But let me know what your thoughts are. Did you enjoy this series? Do you feel that the finale was a little anticlimactic? Were you hoping to get a little bit more meat on the bone than what we got? How do you feel about the Mortis gods being presented here in live action? What do you think is going to happen with Thrawn and the Night Sisters? You also have Ezra and Hera back together again. Also, one other thing I want to mention here is that, which could be really cool, is you can have Ezra training Jason Syndulla, which would be a nice full circle with the mere fact that Kanan, the father of Jason Syndulla, was once the master of Ezra, and now Ezra will now be master to his son, Jason Syndulla. So that's a very cool thing that we can possibly look forward to when we get a continuation of the story. So, and then also, guys, we have the Loki series that's going to be premiering on Thursday. I will be doing reactions to that series, so please do come back and join. Please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get alerts when I put up those reactions to Loki. I'm not sure if the series is going to premiere every Thursday, but I believe this first episode is going to premiere this Thursday. I don't know if Ahsoka is done, if they're going to move the episode 2 of Loki to Tuesdays, but we will definitely adapt to whatever changes that they make in the scheduling of that Loki series. So again, I do hope you guys come back and join me for those reactions and my thoughts for those episodes. I really enjoyed the first season of the Loki series. It is absolutely one of my favorite Disney Plus series on the streaming service. Only second behind WandaVision. Really looking forward to that second season of Loki. So again, I hope you come back and join me for those reactions and my reviews, guys. But let me know what your thoughts are in regards to this episode or this finale of the Ahsoka series. Put those comments down below. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force goes. May the Force be with you always.